Alright, hey you guys, this is TsubakiSwagg and I'm coming to you with my review of D-Tube Chapter 7. And this chapter, pretty much the name of the chapter is Rules of the Game. Sorry if I'm looking down, I'm looking at the chapter because I like being able to actually look at it while I'm reviewing it now. So yeah, this chapter was actually pretty intense, even without all the killing and gruesomeness and just absolute absurdity of this manga as a whole. But pretty much this whole chapter pretty much explains what D-Tube is and how it works. So like the next day at school, like after all of that stuff happened in the last chapter, like them killing off everybody in the film club, the next day at school, the whole film festival and everything goes off without a hitch. No, there's no questions, no police, no nothing. And Machia is freaking out. He's like, I don't understand what in the world is going on. I don't understand why there's no police, there's no questioning, there's no nothing. Like literally no nothing. And she pretty much, like, these two people come up to the table and they're like, well, what film are you showing? I see this is the filming club. So Mai comes out and she pretty much explains like what happened that night before as the movie, and pretty much called it the Antique Loving Queen. And it was just that whole explanation sounded creepy, and Mai pretty much scared them away. She was like, well, it's been archived never to be seen again, nobody will ever be able to see it again, blah blah blah. And they were like, well, that sounds awesome, but okay. So they leave, and Machia tries to talk to Mai. He's like, what in the world happened? Why is nothing happening? He doesn't understand why nothing is happening. So she pretty much tells him to come to her house and she'll explain everything to him when he gets there that night. So he's at home and he's talking to his little sister. His little sister, Kana, is like, why are you leaving this late at night? And he was like, well, I have to leave. He was like, I might not come back, blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, why did I tell her all of this stuff? I do not want to get my family dragged into this, let alone I didn't even want to be in this, so I'm not going to do anything to get my family involved in this. So after all of that happens, we see, like, he gets to Mai's house, and Mai pretty much explains to him, well, first she shows him the video that was on D-Tube, and he sees all of these comments and like people praising him for this mess that he created. And Mai was like, see, this is, everybody is praising you. And she was like, this is what D-Tube is. And then they go to the little like starter screen and you see D-Tube-Kun, who is so cute. He's really cute, even though for what he's for, it's horrible. So we see D-Tube-Kun and he pretty much explains what D-Tube is. You take a video, you post a video, and then everybody can enjoy the fun. His words. So then he goes on to explain what happens. So if your video is awesome, that's amazing. If it becomes like the first video, you can get like 100,000 yen, which is about, I want to say is about 10,000 American dollars, which is awesome. But if your video is horrible and it doesn't get any views, you pretty much go to jail for everything that you did. So the more awesome or the more gruesome and horrible your video is, the more money you make. And if it's not all that great, everything that you did, all the fines that you created, and all of the bad things that you did in that video, you go to jail for. Like you go down for it. So like, for example, for the video that they created, for example, there are fees involved in the filming, like transport was 120,000 yen, accommodation was 200,000 yen, costuming was 600,000 yen, personnel was 400,000 yen. So in total it was 5,620,000 yen. And for the crimes, there were 3 counts of breaking and entering on private property, 4 counts of public indecency, 2 counts of violent crime, 1 count of attempted murder, and 7 counts of murder, etc., etc., etc. So if their views if they put that video up and they didn't get any views, they would go down. Like, it is horrible. But for the people who are killed, they can't press charges on somebody who's dead. So it says that the charges would go taken back from the family, but the debt will definitely be taken back from the family. So I'm guessing that means that even though she's dead, it won't go on to her family. So just this whole episode, I mean, this whole chapter was crazy. And then, of course, Mai was pretty much trying to make Machia out to be this complete pervert because he would become hard when he was filming, and she just was pretty much dragging him back into it when he was trying to leave. So pretty much, I have a feeling that something is going to happen to Mai. Like, I feel like she's going to die or something bad is going to happen to her, which would really kind of suck because she's like the main character right now. So on the, like, they go to another page and they see the next person that they have to film, and her name is Eri Betsky. So it says to film her for a week and see what happens, blah blah blah. So the next day they go to school and she becomes their new homeroom teacher. You see like 3 people filming her. So yeah, some effery is about to ensue. I can already tell it's about to get interesting. So yeah, so as always, I would love to hear how you guys felt about this episode. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think might happen to Mai? What do you think is going to happen to this woman? How do you think things are going to turn out? Because from this whole, from what I've read so far, it's very unpredictable. I honestly don't know what's going to happen, and I don't want to make a prediction because I'd probably be way off. So yeah, so as always, please remember to comment, thumbs up, and subscribe. It helps me a whole lot. And this is TsubakiSwagg saying adios.